Bidopia.com is our portal. I previously mentioned all of our customers' auctions show up. So in short, we advertise, we're working on Facebook marketing, social media marketing. We advertise in Google, we advertise in publications. That's still, it's obviously a working process, and the challenge for us is the disparity of the auction items. It's not just antiques, otherwise you just go advertising the antique trade. It's not just industrial equipment, otherwise you go in that magazine. So it is a challenge for us, but we are promoting the Bidopia portal, meanwhile giving our customers that private label link that they can use from their website, so that when you're sending bidders to your auction, you're not sending them to the portal, you're building your own brand. So it's the best of both worlds.
Very much along the same lines, bidspotter.com. We will, we're going to link your event so that the bidders that are coming to it are going directly to your sale. And then as for, how we are marketing BidSpotter, participating here, being involved in the industry in many facets and the markets that we specialize in. So any type of an industrial publication, will be found most likely doing a lot of advertising, marketing there, as well as in the construction and ag. So there's a benefit to it that I see in having a decade worth of bidders that have used our system and are there will benefit you, but it's also by you coming to it as well. They are adding to it. We understand that. So I try to explain to my clients many times that we are not your marketing plan. We are part of your marketing plan. We've got to be hand in hand in this deal together, because if you're successful, we're successful, and we'll continue to do business.
From the start, Lou John's Enterprises had a little different view. And the view came from what I looked at the auction industry as. I went from the engineering business and became an auctioneer, been an auctioneer for 20 years, and I said, what would I want, and what would I want to own, and how would I want to brand myself as an auction company? And that's where we started developing back in 1979. Or 97, sorry, 79. And, well, we were developing, but other things. So, we looked at ourselves and said, okay, we would want to brand ourselves exclusively. We want to own all our data and build equity for our own company. And that's fine. But, in addition to that, a lot of the service companies were developed and built all these customer bases that they all talk about, and there's a value there. But I think that we have to look at it as not an exclusionary system here where you say, I'm going to do it on this. It's not an exclusionary system. You use all of the tools that will help your auction, your consigners, and bring up the bottom line. My view is that every auction company should build equity in their own company. And the way you do that is to own your own data. You market your own website and have everything not only look like your website, like it's running on your website, but actually run on your website where you exclusively own that data. Then, also use, if there were 20 vendors here that had a customer base, I would use every single one of them that provided a service and brought up the value of your service to your clients and to your items. So it's really not exclusionary where you have to use this or this or this or this. I would use all of them. And I have in my auction company, I've had 4 platforms running at the same time. But I only marketed mine and used the services from the other companies to enhance and bring their customer bases into my auction, not exporting out of my company. That's just our view, and more and more folks are looking at that type of a model and harnessing additional services that will enhance their auction.
So the last guy in the line always has his thunder stolen. back up everything that these guys said. It really makes a difference on not necessarily your choice in a provider or one provider. I agree with John that really it's about the specific auction that you're doing. You may have one auction that you do want to keep privately branded because you have a strong restaurant bidder base. But if you happen to come across a gun auction or some other auction that you are much less familiar with, it makes all the sense in the world, like John said, to use all the tools that are available to you. And because there's some of us up here that have huge bidder bases that will bring a lot of value to your table. Personally, we offer both the portal and the private branded. The private branded solution is going to be obviously more catered to the auctioneers who are confident in their bidder base. The portal auctions that we advertise, classic cars, construction equipment, I'll advertise in the appropriate periodicals every couple months or something like that with an auction calendar to let people know. So it's really about using the best tools and making the decision if you need that extra help, or if you want to, if you're confident in your bidder base, you can stand on your own 2 feet. That's really what it, and there's no reason not to use one, or like John said, 4 of us. We all bring something unique to the table.
Anybody else have a question? Okay. Get work off some of this.
Given that some online platforms have decided to allow non-auctioneers to access their marketplace, can you tell us if you own your data? And if you do own your data, does that mean that we as auctioneers do not own the data? And furthermore, do you plan on allowing non-auctioneers to use your platform to use that data to sell goods?
I'm a licensed auctioneer, have been since '98. I'm a life member of the NAA. And I am passionate enough about what I do as a service provider that I don't think I would, no, at this point, I will never chop the legs off of the people that built me up. So I would never come in between the auctioneers and their sellers. Because I would hate for that to happen to me as an auctioneer myself. Yeah, that's the simple fact, I guess.
All of our clients, the Lou John's Enterprises, Bidder Central clients, own their data exclusively. Not only their data, their site, everything is just, everything's branded. It runs on the Auctioneer's domain name. Every one of our clients, we have signed contracts that explicitly dictates that the auctioneer owns their customer base exclusively. So we have no rights. We put it in writing. We have contracts, NDAs with every single one of our clients.
We share in the same practices. We will not let anybody use our services without having a contract in place. And so they have to follow strict guidelines for anything we posted on our site. So that's how we operate as well.
Your auctions, your bidders? No. I think that answers it.
Thanks, Rob. Well, the second question first. The data is shared. It's a shared model. It's what builds a marketplace. That's how we continue to build a marketplace. So, yes, you own your data. The fact that you also we own the data too. So it's a shared service, if you will. Are we going to allow others to sell on our site that are not auctioneers? And the answer to that is yes too. And we are working with some of these companies, to be very honest, that in an effort to bring more inventory, quite frankly, take it away from some of the guys who aren't even here today, quite frankly, and get it to the people who are using us. We've talked with some very large companies, and they're going to start selling on our site at some point. And what we're agreeing with them is that if it gets to the point to where it needs to go to auction, that we're actually going to be working with all the folks who work with us on getting them that inventory. So, yes, and we think it's a good thing because we're going to be able to pull in even more consignments for people. We've done some already. I'm going to call them out, but you know, we've given a lot of equipment to a few guys, and we've worked on stadiums, all kinds of different things, and it's a win-win for everybody. So we're going to keep that going, and people ask me the question, you know, are you competing with auctioneers? And the answer is very clearly not with the people who are working with us. But am I competing against the people who use some of these guys? Yes, I am.
As far as the ownership of the data, our auction software that we install on our auctioneers' websites is a standalone installation with their own separate database. Auctioneer controls the data, and if they decide that they no longer want to use that software, we dump the database and send it to them, and once they're done, we delete it off our sites. So, as far as the competing against them, we help our auctioneers build their brand. If we do get calls regularly, people looking for an auctioneer or trying to sell certain things, we choose among our auctionservices.com members to try and find one that's either by location or by specialty will best suit their needs. And we do run about 60 or 70 portals. Some of them we run ourselves, some of them we run in conjunction with other partners in the industry. And there are a lot of leads that also come in through those. We try to promote our auctioneers through those as well, and make sure that the auctioneers are the ones who are getting the leads as best as we can distribute them. We're always looking for ways to help our auctioneers promote their business, not just their auctions, and get more inventory, more sellers, more buyers.
As far as who owns the data, I ate a big lunch, I'm a little tired. Who owns the data? Here's my practical advice, not having to handle the data in question. Possession is more than 9/10 of the law. If you have your data all in one separate provider away from your company, that's not a good strategy to run an auction business. You're responsible for your data. Back it up in more than one location with more than one provider. That way, if that data source goes away, if that company closes, if a tornado hits that data center, you still have your data. Now, the likelihood would anybody sue over who owns whom, email addresses are always changing. How many people have changed their email address in the last year? Postage keeps going up. It's not like a mail list of $250,000 is the asset it used to be. But if you have your data, you have your data. And I'm going to go ahead and say that you own it. Now, as far as the other question was,
Do you ever plan on letting non-auctioneers use that data?
Weiman has built an application that allows for rapid catalog creation, association with photos, additions of videos, PDFs. There's been some interest for that cataloging tool within the insurance industry as far as being able to rapidly deploy and catalog, for example, assets of personal property. That's somewhere we would go. It doesn't pertain at all to auctioneers or non-auctioneers, but that's just one example I have from Weiman.
We've always operated on an entirely different basis. We are a software provider, solutions provider, and a consulting firm. We are not a marketing company. Therefore, we don't accumulate contact lists, marketing lists, or anything like that. All of the data, your bidders and your inventory is your data. They are not pulled together. We don't do a big email blast, which is it's a very nice service for some of these providers to offer you, but that is not the reason we exist. We are a solution provider that provides the software and the consulting to help you be a more successful auction company, but we are not in the marketing business.
Any other questions? Wow. Now, go ahead, Frank.
I recognize that, and each of you mentioned, as you did your introduction, some of you touched on pricing model, and I would like to ask somewhat of a litmus question, and then ask another question. The first one is, do you charge a commission or sell-through percentage on the items that are sold through your platform? And if not, is your pricing structure based some way on volume? And I'm really not interested in specific numbers or anything like that, but I'm just asking, how your pricing structure is set. And then the second question is, how does using your platform raise awareness and build the brand of the auctioneer and that auctioneer's domain name?
Well, I can answer the first question very easily. Since we do not do live webcasts, simulcasts, whatever you want to call them, but we do timed online only auctions, everything theoretically sells. So we do not take a commission. We don't operate on a commission basis. We operate on a fee basis per auction event based on the number of lots that happen to be in that auction. We do not have a commission interest in your sale prices. And as far as some of our other services, such as timed online auctions, pre-bidding auctions or catalog publishing only, those are just a small fee per event also. So again, there's no commission. And I'm sorry, say the same question again. I didn't hear.
How does using your product help raise awareness and build that auctioneer's brand and that auctioneer's domain name?
The only thing I can speak to is that because the way we operate is that it is a privately branded, there is nothing on that online auction site that mentions any other company except them. It's their look, it's their logo, it's their color scheme, everything about them. The only place you're going to find the name CUS is very, very tiny in probably about 8-point type at the very bottom in the copyright. That's the only thing. Everything else is the auction company's brand. And again, as I said earlier, we don't do any marketing, so it is the auctioneer's responsibility to do their own marketing, but it is their auction.
WaveBid doesn't charge any sort of a sell-through percentage at all. We also don't charge per seat, per user, per login. We hope you have 100 employees and a year from now you have 500. We want to be there as you grow your business. Our pricing model is based on usage. How much bandwidth or how many cars do you have on the highway? That's our cost as WaveBid, is bandwidth, and that's how we charge you. Not per seat, but based on your actual usage. For a lot of companies, it's based on how many auctions you conduct with us, and we come up with a price according to that. It's not, could be a $10 million sale, it could be a $10 sale. We work with everybody across the board. As far as how does WaveBid help you build your brand, we like to say we have 3 legs of a stool, and that second leg is entirely devoted to you marketing your brand. And by that, I mean we give you the tools to market effectively online your brand. The greatest asset WaveBid has as a company is your lot data. You can now take what you're selling individually on a lot-by-lot basis and market it effectively. We built WaveBid for use by auctioneers. You don't have to be a technologist. You don't have to know to program. You don't have to know HTML. If you can check your email online, you can use WaveBid to market your brand to your current customers, and you can use WaveBid to market your brand to new customers.
We do not charge any sell-through percentages. We do not charge per auction. Ours is priced, our auction software, if it's installed on an auctioneer's website, is installed on their website. And if there's any overage charges for bandwidth or storage, that sort of thing, those pass on, but it is pretty much a flat monthly fee, and you can run as many auctions as you want through it. As far as the marketing and the branding, that's actually where we excel the most. Our Ignite auction suite is currently syndicating out to, like I said, I believe it's upwards of 60 or 70 different portals on the internet. We try to position our software so that the auctioneer just puts in the auction data one time and can send it out to NAA, Auctions, National Auction List, their website, their state association website, category and location-specific portals. We want them to be able to send it to as many places as possible. And we encourage our auctioneers to let us know when they're, we've actually got some here at the show where, can you please send my auctions to MidwestAuction.com? And so that's one of my tasks when I get back is to contact them and find out how we can help our auctioneers promote their auctions. Much like the Gus system and some of the others up here, the actual bidding software is private label branded. We've integrated it with social media, open graph tags, search engine optimization on an item level, on a catalog level, and try to capture keywords specific to verticals that the auctioneer is interested in. And of course, one of the biggest things with marketing is if you're not tracking it, you don't know if it's paying for itself. So that's one of the other things we're trying to do is make sure that the analytics and the dashboard show not only that your brand is being built, but where you're getting the best return for your marketing dollars.
Yeah, with that in mind, actually, it works out perfectly. We've been working with Stuart and the team to launch our new site that is actually live right now. The press release will come out on Monday. That is 100% free for anyone to market their auction, and it works with the Ignite software. And we're going to be putting a lot of money behind that to drive more eyeballs to it.
Can you speak up?
We can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Should I start over? So on Monday, we'll be releasing a press release to talk about our new software that's coming out, our new site that's coming out. Been working with Stuart and Auction Services to build a site where auctioneers can go and advertise their auctions for free. We have a full campaign behind it. We'll be spending a lot of dollars to drive traffic to it. You don't even have to use proxy bid to advertise on the site. Now if you do, you get a little better placement and some other things. But if you don't, you can still get the free advertising, and we're doing that for a few reasons. One, we're trying to attract more people, and two, it helps the industry. We want to do that if we can. On the other side of it, as I said earlier, we spend a lot of money every month in trying to drive that traffic in every way we can think of, right? SEO and all that. We work with some of the very best firms in the country to continue to drive. You can also, on our site, do a private label. It's actually on sale right now. And with that, you can do what I call the mall concept. And that's where, you have the anchor store, and you could be that anchor store. So they can come in directly to you, but you also have the folks that are going through the mall who can also come in. So it's a bit of both worlds. The other thing on pricing, we do different things. We do an event fee plus a percentage, or we do a flat percentage, or we actually have a listing fee too. If you just want to pay a fee to list it and sell it, you can do that too.
This site that you're working with Auction Services, it's an auction calendaring site, right? There's no bidding that's going on there. That's just an advertising site for auctions.
That's true.
I feel like we've kind of lost our way a little bit here, kind of meandering about. So I took some notes here. I feel like, this is an online auction software, but it seems like we've deviated a little bit into cataloging software and offline stuff. So I'd just like to touch on a couple things. First is we are a flat fee based service. We don't charge a percentage of sell through. never will. We do currently offer internet-only auction software and internet absentee bidding. We will soon also offer simulcast software. That will be a flat bidding fee, not a percentage. Again, we do offer both that hybrid portal and private label. Now, our private label solution has been on sale for about 8 years now. It's completely free. In terms of cataloging, getting into the auction software, AuctionFlex has a ton of tools to help you promote your brand. Bulk email, advanced mailing list builders, feeds to auction zip automatically. When you upload your auction, we'll send it over to auction zip for you. Social media integration through your catalog on your website. Bidders find and post lots to their feeds. Those obviously link back to your brand and private label site. I think that sums up AuctionFlex a bit of it.
Your question about the rate, at bidspotter.com, we do charge a base event fee per event. We do charge a commission percentage for items that successfully sell to online bidders. And there's also charges for how we implement your sale, whether we're doing that remotely over the phone, whether we travel to your auction site and run the application there. The commission percentages are based on the inventory type. I also advise my clients, if you're having a $500,000 auction or you're having a $5 million auction, your conversation with your consignor or client would be a lot different between those two values, and so would it be here at BidSpotter. So my recommendation would be to have a good relationship with your provider, talk about your auction, and give what the entire platform here today was about, best online bidding practices. If you have a 500 lot sale, all 500 lots really need to be offered online. We can help you understand what is really should be offered, what you should put extra effort into, what needs more photos, what needs less photos, more of a description on this one, and help you be successful. The marketing aspect of it, again, we are going to give you a direct link to your event on bidspotter.com, and I believe that that's it's beneficial in the fact that we're branding just you, but if potential bidders happen to take a look at another auction or whatever, that could help one of your fellow auctioneers, and vice versa. On many occasions, on any given day, if you're looking for that Toyota forklift and you logged into this auction to purchase it and it went too high and you didn't buy it, well, guess what? He can jump over here and get into the next auction and possibly pick up that asset he was looking for.
Blue Johnson Enterprises works on a licensing basis. Auctioneers license our technology, and there are no per auction fees or commissions associated with that for 99% of our clients. We have developed, by request of a few companies, a lower licensing fee where they would be willing, they would opt to pay for a per auction fee and a lower licensing fee. So we do have that option as well. 99.9% of our clients pay a one-time licensing fee, and that's how we sell our product to auction companies. Regarding marketing, we have developed portals that when auctioneers upload their auction to their site using our technology, it also uploads to portals where if clients, we market our portals, if clients go to our portals and find your auction, they click on it and it takes them right to your site. And that's how we bring additional bidders to our clients' sites. In addition to that, we've developed many different APIs that will upload not only the auction, and when they say auction, that's the auction calendar, a listing of the auction, but people don't buy auctions, they buy items. we upload and send our auctions and the inventory of the auctions to different other portals so that people can find the items in other portals as well, click on that item, which will take them right to that item on the auction.